Alrighty. This is take 3. I keep having audio issues. I think I had another app open that was kind of conflicting with my other things. Well, alright, here we go again. Now, this one is kind of like a hanger review and some suggestions I have for another clanmate. So, well, currently I'm gonna start off with what I'm doing and how I'm setting things up. All right. Now, in my hanger, instead of having a solid battle hanger and then using my alternate hangers for alternate bots, which I often do, I'll set up a solid main hanger and then I'll have hanger 2 as like an extra beacon runner or a sniper, depending on to be used during certain maps. But right now, I'm starting off my games with like one of these two guys. These are like my main beacon runners. And then I move to my damage builds, which are like these guys right here. And then my end game or alternate robots. So then these two for my end game. Now the reason I'm doing that is currently, depending on which hangers you're using, the additional robots will be building pilot XP as well. So these are robots I'm working on getting into my hangar, but they haven't quite gotten the level up, and I haven't quite gotten the pilots mastered all the way up. So I'm using the back burner approach, getting these pilots leveled up without actually having to play them. And like these pilots right here, you see a Cossack here, but I don't have the right pilot in there. I'm only using the Cossack as a holding spot to get the pilot more level while it's on the back burner, so to speak. And these 3 bots right here have pilots that will replace pilots that are in my other ones. Like right now, I do have a Condor hanging out right here. It's got a maxed out Adrian, but I'm using this Condor to back burner the replacement pilot. Same thing goes for my Raptor and my Samjock. My Samjock has an Adrian as well, and I'm looking at replacing Adrian with this guy. Now, all these pilot levels have been gained with the XP using this little method of running the multiple hangars and backburnering my pilots. Sometimes I just give each one a little level and growth without having to actually physically use it. And that can be a major benefit. But on to the hanger review section. Now, as I said, I've done this one a couple different times and I keep messing up the audio. I'm very impressed with how she's gotten into Champs 1, or I'm sorry, Champs, High Champ. This would be low Champs, but she's done it with under 1,000 victories. So that's impressive. She's got good numbers as far as her max damage and her average damage, and she's doing 3 robots and a quarter Titan kill each game with a 60% win percentage, which is a very high win percentage in comparison. Now, the main weakness I see with her hanger and builds is she doesn't have a healer. Now, a healer I think would be a major benefit to her on going after the honor because not everybody uses a healer, and it can be a great support function um, as a growing player. Now, the healers I would recommend is the Ultimate Mender. That's probably the best healer they have in the game, followed by maybe the Demeter. And the reason those two are so great is they offer legendary pilots that can heal gray damage. Um, so that would be one recommendation I might have for you. On a second recommendation, I'm not sure if you're using your Ravager on each map or each game you play, but going with multiple long distance may not be the best move for you. I might take one of those and move it into the second hangar and possibly move this guy up into your main hangar. Now, I would probably suggest going with the full uh, Sonic build, going with the Screamers and the, let's see, what is it? And the Howler. I don't know why I keep thinking the Howler is a medium, but if you went with the long distance Sonic on that and used it as like a Titan bodyguard. Now with the Gangle, I would move the Gangle over here to your ducks and replace that Ultimate Halo. The Ultimate Halo, it's a so good weapon, but I think you could get more out of the Gangle, especially on the ducks. Things would be afraid to come near you. And with those Ultimate Havocs, they would be dead if they came near you. So that would be the direction I would go. I would move the Gangle here and possibly the Halo over to here. But that's going to be your personal choice. Yeah, there's not a whole bunch much I can say. Is you are on the right track. When it comes to drones, work them in levels. Get them to level 4, then get them to like level 9, then level 7, then a level 11 before you invest the token. This drone right here, the Friezo, I would kind of recommend to going on to your Samjock as well. I think if you swapped out those two drones, the Hawkeye has like an immediate lockdown, so anything within range, and it will tell you right away if your Pathfinder has a target. So if you see your drone shift forward, you're ready to fire. I don't really like the regulators as far as the long reload, but to each their own. Everybody's got their own little play style, and the longer range weapons often do come with the longer reload. So, but they can definitely be a benefit, especially taking out the Leos and Neos. So, my recommendations are move the Samjock into your main hangar, switch out the Gangle for a Howler, change the drone to the Friezo, and the reason for the Friezo drone is this weapon will freeze them solid. So if you freeze them, the Samjock's turret could do even more damage. But yeah, I'm thinking you are hand over fist above most starting players. So I think you are on an excellent path, and you're doing it right. You know, you've really impressed me. Another thing you're going to want to focus on is, now that you're in champs, come up with a hanger minimum. So your weapons would have to be, I would say, at least level 8 just to be in your hanger. So like these weapons right here, you might want to think of upgrading them a little further before you even have them in your hanger. Other than that, I'm seeing absolute aces. I think you're doing quite wonderfully. Alright, well, I'm going to let you be. And one build I saw that works for me in PvE, I use a armadillo drone, and I know you have a curry, but these freedom hammers, hammer on a curry, works really well in PvE. You fire one empty, and then mash your big red button, and you'll have constant fire pretty much the whole time. So those might be worth leveling up, even if it's just for the PvE aspect. And in PvE, you may want to work on an armadillo drone. And on your Ochi-Kochi, I think the Hawkeye drone might give you a little bit more benefit than the Haruku, because the Hawkeye will be working on keeping you healthy, and I think it does a little bit more damage than the Haruku. So I would take the Hawkeye, move it to the Ochi-Kochi, possibly put another one here on the Pathfinder, so you know anytime that drone moves forward into a firing position, it's going to be ready. Take your Friezo, move that to your Samjok, take the Gangle from your Samjok, put it here in place of the Halo, and yeah. I think you are doing most excellent. I'm quite impressed. But if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm here for you, whatever you need. But pats on the back, chef kiss. You are doing it like a champion. All right, but till next time, I'll catch y'all later.